Liberal Democrat spokesperson Munira Wilson.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. High quality early years education is the best possible investment we can make in our future, and whether we are serious about tackling the SEND crisis, the attainment gap, or are simply concerned with giving every child the best start in life, proper investment in the early years is one of the strongest levers we have. We all know that for far too long the previous Conservative government neglected the early years sector, leaving a legacy of sky-high fees and childcare deserts in their wake, particularly in disadvantaged areas. So we Liberal Democrats welcome the government's announcement of more school-based nurseries alongside the extension of funded childcare hours. But let's not forget the deep problems facing the private and voluntary sector. Without addressing the massive financial strain on these nurseries and childcare providers, we can never hope to deliver for families. Their survival is absolutely central to supporting families up and down the country to thrive. Now, the government's jobs tax, I'm afraid, has only added fuel to the fire. The financial pressures of underfunded hours, the national insurance contributions rise and inflation have left many providers on the brink, Madam Deputy Speaker. Indeed, some nurseries are already telling parents that they may be unable to sign the new contract due to financial pressures. And just earlier this week, in a letter published by the Early Years Alliance, a survey of more than 800 providers found that 44% couldn't meet demand this September, and 1 in 6 have already cut funded places. Couple that with a crisis in recruitment and training of staff in the sector. If the providers and the staff aren't there, how can the Minister expect his expansion to deliver for parents up and down the country? Will he commit to urgently reviewing the funding rates so they reflect the real cost of delivering high quality early education? And at the same time, will he work with his colleagues in the Department for Business to make sure we are extending and fully funding parental rights so that families up and down the country have a real choice between whether they want to stay at home for a longer period in the early months or go out to work full time? Thank you.
I thank the Honourable Lady for welcoming our expansion of childcare. Note again that 9 in 10 parents have received one of their first choice childcare places. We are determined that our childcare expansion will deliver safe, quality care for children. I know that the whole House agrees that the safety and well-being of children is of paramount importance. That's why alongside this expansion, which will support hard-working families, we're increasing the frequency of Ofsted inspections and enhancing recruitment checks to prevent unsuitable individuals from working with children alongside new whistleblowing requirements. The strength and safeguarding requirements have been added to the statutory framework from this month to give parents greater confidence that as we expand childcare access, it will be of high quality. The Honourable Member makes a number of points around the challenges that the sector faces. 18,000 people have increased in terms of volume, in terms of working into the sector, and as I mentioned in my statement, there are now 5,800 new private providers delivering the entitlement. We will review funding distribution later in this academic year. I welcome the opportunity to continue working with the Honourable Member on these issues as we continue to increase access for high quality education across our country, and I look forward to meeting her in due course.